has played the role of global champion on the theme energy transition in the United Nations high-level dialogue on energy. It has been a rewarding experience for us. We have gained new knowledge and new insights in a number of areas pertaining to renewable energy.
If I quote here the UNFCCC Executive Secretary, energy is at the heart of climate change emergency and it must be at the heart of its solution. So that means transiting the India energy sector shift from fossil-based system of energy production and consumption to renewable energy sources is an imperative now.
Our energy compact is the product of our commitment to green development and is aligned with the national climate commitments. Thus, our compact is a micro-level rollout plan, we can call it, of India's climate commitments.
India's climate targets must be in line with the development's needs. However, it will require cooperation and significant collaboration efforts from all industries.
Our EC has direct contribution to India's climate commitments. We are taking commitment to double our energy productivity, increase share of green energy, reduce carbon emissions, and deliver carbon neutral concrete by 2050.
We aim at increasing the share of green power in our electric energy mix, which will result in reducing our carbon footprint and ultimately contribute for fulfilling India's climate commitments.
It is pertinent to mention that NTPC declared its energy compact goals at UN and became the first energy company in the world to do so.
We were the first to do sustainability linked bond, which meant that we will cut across the borders and go across to the global lenders, which we eventually subscribed. And therefore, the commitment now besets itself in the global context.
I am driving this initiative to decarbonize and build a climate resilient network, which will also be lower on emissions. And this is very much aligned to the energy concept and the India's climate commitments, which are made by various different industries to really make sure India contributes to making this a greener planet.
All stakeholders, namely Surat Municipal Corporation, DISCOMs, RTO, GPCBs, and others, are working in a well-coordinated manner to meet the targets set by the Surat city. Therefore, obviously, such committed efforts will shoulder to meet the target set nationally.
We would like to take this as a people's movement and reach out to the people and make awareness about that. So certainly, this will help us to motivate ourselves and the people.
And this will be a time to learn new ideas, relearn them, further put our own inputs to it, and then derive tailor-made solutions for the city, which will indeed make it climate change resilient and help us to adjust to our energy needs, making them more efficient and effective.
As head of this important state-level agency, I can say that it is important to set an example for all our partners and stakeholders. This brings a seriousness and professionalism to timely achieving our commitments. In past 1 year, we have been able to add a record solar power generation capacity of over 3,000 megawatt in the state. Rajasthan is now the #1 state in the country for solar energy capacity. And as on 31st January, we have crossed the 10 gigawatt benchmark in solar capacity installation.
This presents good opportunities to investors, both domestic and foreign. These opportunities will also cover new areas like hydrogen and offshore wind, where we are likely to see new initiatives.
And so I think it is absolutely incumbent upon all of us as corporate leaders and as members of our countries and our civil society to do our absolute very best that we can to make sure that we decarbonize our own operations. And in doing so, our effort is that we can also be an example of the fact that we can actually work on looking at our scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 carbon emissions and bring them down to levels which are neutral or net zero.
As an automobile manufacturer, have a large supplier and dealer base. So we'll utilize our learning from our collaboration to speed up achieving our goal of zero CO2 and also we're supporting our supplier and partners and other companies to be part of India's journey towards carbon neutrality.
One of the steps we have is on responsible procurement, where we do procure with suppliers who are also ESG compliant, who are also energy compliant, and they are also adopting these missions to make greener equipment. And they are, as a corporation, also aligning to this agenda of climate supporting initiatives.
So all in all, there is a tremendous scope for today to have an energy transition, which goes from fossil fuel, saves cost to the exchequer, and also develops and spruces up the rural economy, because the biofuel sector and also in the industrial use, when you make briquettes, pellets, and use biomass for industrial applications, you're actually giving a fillip to the quality of life and standard of living of the rural community. And that development is most essential to India's growth in the new world order, economically also and socially also.
Because one person cannot be energy sensitive while the other is energy resilient, because the total pool of energy is for everybody, and hence solutions have to come from grassroots level. We have started this effort from Rourkela, and we believe that together we can and we will make a difference in saving this world from the impacts of climate change.
I must encourage other cities to do this, because Smart City Mission is an initiative of inclusive development of Indian cities to global standards in a sustainable manner.
So through the submitted ECs, we understand our responsibility for the nation, and we have proposed to take definitive measures to lead our industry towards net zero economy much before 2070 target.
That we should also act as a beacon and as an example for other corporates to follow suit, and also come up with similar targets and goals, which ultimately is very critical for all of us to leave behind, for our future generations and for our children and their children, a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable planet. I think that is the absolute responsibility that all of us have.
Such multilateral efforts make us confident of concerted action toward the energy transition and the fight against climate change.
And I would only exhort through your platform, our industry partners, stakeholders, and especially the young Indians and the citizens and diaspora, to be able to be a part of this energy transition, in which we will have entrepreneurial growth, skill development. And I think that is the way forward in this energy transition drive, that we will be able to make our nation truly Atmanirbhar.
Borrowing from Robert Frost, we have miles to go before we sleep. Thank you.